In San Diego, California, in 1953, a new startup set its sights on the space age. The Rocket Chemical Company had a small lab and just 3 people, but they could see a major opportunity in front of them. The aerospace industry was producing incredible new technology, missiles and rockets that could fly farther than any had before. But that technology had a major weakness. It was all made of metal, and metal rusts. Norm Larsen, the chief chemist, had an idea. He thought he would come up with a chemical compound that would keep the newly invented rockets and missiles from rusting. The secret would be to find a substance that would simply displace the water, stop water from clinging to the metal surfaces of the rockets so that it would roll harmlessly away like water off a duck's back. In his one-room lab, Norm and his 2 co-founders tried again and again to find a compound that would work. They tried 10 times, they tried 20 times, they tried 30 times. Finally, on the 40th try, Larsen and his team found a successful formula. They were soon producing the product for Convair, a division of General Dynamics and maker of NASA's Atlas missile. Then something funny happened. The product worked so well that workers at General Dynamics started sneaking it home to use around the house as a protectant, solvent, and all-purpose lubricant. By 1955, Larsen realized he might have a market for his compound that was broader than the aerospace and defense industry. He went back to the lab and started a new set of experiments aimed at finding a way to put his special formula into an aerosol can. In 1959, the first spray cans of the product hit the market, and the world met WD-40. The product's name comes from water displacement, 40th attempt. Not a lot of fanfare or marketing spin behind that one, but 40 years later, WD-40 had over 80% market share in the multi-purpose lubrication market. Today, it's practically synonymous with that market, and that yellow and blue can is found in 75% of American households. While companies like 3M and Valvoline have tried to unseat WD-40, none has been able to. By one estimate, it has staved off competition from more than 200 rival products, including more than a dozen produced by billion-dollar firms. How does a company stay at the top of its game for over 60 years, making and selling a single product whose formula has only been tweaked once? In the early 1960s, they tried to improve the smell. How can a company be successful when its product strategy flies in the face of everything the business establishment normally preaches, like segment your market and diversify? I'd argue they do it by taking a radical approach to managing their people. Nationally, only 33% of employees are engaged in their work, according to Gallup. Worldwide, those numbers are even worse. Just 15% of employees say they're engaged. But at WD-40, a whopping 93% of employees consider themselves to be engaged in their work, and 97% say they are excited about the future of the company. Why the difference? Because WD-40 practices a human resources strategy that I call personal disruption. A strategy that is centered around learning. You start as a beginner, embracing the confusion that comes with being a novice. You experience a state of deep engagement as you learn, grow, and gain traction. And you feel the joy of mastery once you get to the top of your learning curve. But then, crucially, you find a new challenge to tackle and the cycle starts over. Human beings are wired to learn and change, not to stay in one place, doing the same thing over and over again.